Welcome back to TMC, you're with Twisty. Today we're going to try to fabricate some insert pieces for this front section here and also fill in the bonnet and see if we can complete those two. And we need to make a decision on these railway spikes or we go back to just using bars. So I'm going to play with that idea as well. Let's get into it. This is what I've got. Sheet metal up in here. I've just roughly marked out on the front with a pen a bit further out, so it gives me a bit of playroom. So I'm going to fold it, and once I fold it and put shape into it, it's going to lose a bit of that length. So I've got a little bit slack on either side, a bit more room to muck around with. Use the English wheel there for a couple of spins and it's taken shape pretty quick, you can see. If you ever need one, make yourself one. I made myself one. If you can't afford one, bloody brilliant. So I've still got to fold up the bottom lips and whatnot, but essentially that's the rough shape I'm going for. The hard part now is to be able to fold the return lips going back in here so I can, bolt it. So it's got to have a lip there and a lip going up there and a lip on top. So I have no idea how it's going to turn out while maintaining the shape. So essentially that's pretty tight along there. I'm pretty happy with. It's a bit of work to do on it yet. Alright, let's see if we can start trimming it and trying to make it fit in. I have no idea what I'm doing here, so let's fail together. This is my newest addition to the shop. Got a pre-demo bead roller. So it's been used, but I got it cheap. I'm just going to try this one with this bit of scrap, but yeah. This is something that I'm just playing around with that I have no idea what I'm doing, so it's always good to learn and practice on stuff. Let's see what happens. Cool. Look at that. I just did a bit of wavy line at the end, but look at that. That'd be good if you were doing like a join, like a recessed join, in like a lap join. That's pretty good. Now I know what that one does. Yeah, that's mad. I can make some pretty cool designs for that, for like the door card and even just, strengthening. That's like, I can't even fold that now. That's just a thin bit of steel. Hell yeah, that's good. That's awesome. Alrighty, that's cool. Guys, this is going to be one of the hardest shapes I've had to shape by hand. I've been hammering that. I used the shrinker a little bit, but I'm basically just hammering on this thing and just shaping it old school style, which I don't even really know how to do, but I'm giving it a go. Giving it a go. Now you can watch me struggle. Well, bloody hell, look at that. It's actually not too bad. It's still got a ways to go, but the rough shape is pretty well there. You can see the profiling. It still needs a lot of work. But for initial fitting process, not too bad. You see that I got like, I don't know, 80 mil that needs to go in at the top. So this whole profile is going to be too far in, which basically means I'm still going to just have to just keep bringing my edge of my homemade anvil out further and just keep rolling that circle around and flattening what I have, and eventually I'll have like a big return lip in, but I'll just trim that off when I'm done. But That's all I'm doing, guys and girls, is just hammering, test fit, hammering, test fit, and hopefully it gets somewhat close enough where I can really do the fine tuning on this lip here. Well, how about that? It's not too bad from here. So that's reshaped again, and the profiling is getting pretty close. Still got a ways to go, but that's the rough shape that I was thinking. Now, the problem is I've got to sort of shape 1, 2, 3 pieces at once. So I can't do any more on this now to find the height. I need to, in the last video we spoke about trimming this bonnet profile because it doesn't match since I've shortened it. So now I've got to remove that, sit that back down, get it centered, and then chop, you know, a fair bit out, maybe 2 inches down here, going back to a taper to reprofile to this bonnet. Remembering that I need to refold the lip underneath, so I need to leave, say, 25 mil, enough to fold that lip. Now we've got the bonnet sitting pretty flush with the guards each side. A little bit of fine tuning yet, but that's not too bad. I'm gonna have to weld a whole lip, a return lip, all the way along either side. So yeah, it's another job. Jesse's delivered the goods. This is the extractor setup for the jail bar. So it's a build your own kit where I can just, you know, change all the directionals. And that was the dog, by the way, not me. Yeah, it has build your own kits where you can change all the directions and make it as slimline as possible. So that's what I need to do. So I'm happy this came. Thanks, Jesse. Quick update on the front. I've got it roughly shaped around now to where it needs to be sitting roughly. I've still got some gaps either side here and on the other side that I need to rebend out further. That's roughly the final shape. So I'm hoping that I can finish that off by fine tuning it, hammer and dolly. And the bonnet here is going to sit back about there. And I've got this chain I'm going to cut, and I'm going to put that on the front lip around there as a trim piece, so it sort of finishes off that lip. TMC. Not sure if it's backwards or not for you. Nah, she's good. But yeah, that was my first attempt in the bead roller I just got. The M's are pretty, little bit, how you going? But, pretty cool. I'll show you the only piece that I had practiced on was that, just to get the depth and, you know, the curves and stuff, but man, the bead roller is bloody awesome. So, yeah. Pretty happy. It's gonna go, I'm thinking, as a feature, right there. Which is cool, you know, GMC, but it's not, it's TMC, get it? I've got to wait to get more sheet metal to be able to finish off that hood. And I'll just put that there because that's what I'm probably gonna do for that front lip. And that's gonna sit nice and flush on there when it drops down that little gap. Still in debate whether I do spikes both sides or the bars. Oh. I fixed the bars up a little bit better, but again, vote. I need some opinions. I'm not really sure, but I can look at both and like them both. Either the spikes or the bars. I've got a poll going on TikTok as well, but I'm going to leave that for now until I make up my mind and wait for some more sheet metal. Next week I'm going to pull apart that there's a thunderstorm just going past at the moment, which is good. Next week we're going to grab that box, pull it apart, and that holds the extractor kit, and I'm going to start doing the headers and make them, hopefully, fingers crossed, to suit this engine bay. So that's what you can look forward to next week, and the rest of this bonnet and everything else on this Jailbar. I have tomorrow picking up an awesome project. Well, it's more of a parts car, but you'll have to wait for that announcement. I'm going to do a video on that, and everything in that will fit into the XW sedan that I have. So very excited. It's a 4-hour round trip. Sorry, 4 hours there, 4 hours back. So big day tomorrow, which will be then Thursday. Edit this video Friday. This is all for this week. So I'm sorry I have to cut the video short here, but hopefully that keeps you entertained for this week, and look forward to next week's and a few more updates on the way. As always, thanks for tuning in to Twisted Metal Customs, and appreciate the view. Give it a like if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't. Think about it anyway. See you around the traps. Have a great weekend. Cheerio.